Hello, parents, and welcome to another week of tips. This week in class, we went over one-step equations and one-step equation word problems. So, just like normal, I'm going to go over a few examples so that you know what we are doing in case you need to help a student with their math homework. But as always, if you have more questions, feel free to call me, send me an email, or just send your student back to me and say, I just couldn't help them with this, and we will all get through it. Let's get started with our first example. Now, a one-step equation will look similar to this. 4x plus 14 equals 62. The first thing that we need to look for when we are looking at a one-step equation is what are we solving for? So this variable here, in this case it's an x, but it could be any variable. It could be an a, it could be a z, could be anything. But in this case we are solving for x. When we are solving for a variable, we have to work backwards through our equation. So we know the steps for solving an equation. We have this mnemonic device. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, the P stands for parentheses, the E is exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Normally, we work left to right when we are solving an equation, but since we are solving for a variable in this equation, we are going to work from right to left. So we're going to start in the adding and subtracting. So we need to locate any addition or subtraction in this equation. Right here, we have addition. In order to reverse that, we are going to do the opposite, which the opposite of addition is subtraction. So we will subtract 14. That cancels that out, and we are left with 4x equals, if we subtract anything from the left side, if we multiply anything on the left side, whatever we do to the left side, we have to mirror over here on the right side. So we are also going to subtract 14 from this side, and we are left with 4x equals 48. Now we go back up here to our please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and we move on to multiplication and division. We see that we have multiplication here, so in order to reverse that, we will divide. We're going to divide by 4, and we are left with x equals, we will divide by 4 here, and we are left with 12. So the answer to this one-step equation is x equals 12. First step in a one-step equation word problem is to read through the problem and find out what we know. So if we read through this word problem, Jared's baseball team had 4 more than twice the wins that Alex's team had. If Jared's team won 28 times, how many times did Alex's team win? So first we know that our total right here is 28 times. So Jared's team won 28 times. So let's go here and we will write equals 28. Now, what else do we know? So we know that Jared's team had 4 more than twice the wins that Alex's team had. Now, since we know that we are asked how many wins did Alex have, then that is going to be represented by a variable. So we're going to use x in this case. And we know that Jared's baseball team had 4 more. So more means addition. So we're going to add 4. 4 more than twice the wins. So 2 times however many wins Alex had plus 4 is going to equal 28. So now we can use those steps that we talked about earlier to solve this one-step equation. All right, so we are going to solve this the exact same way. So we will start with our please excuse my dear Aunt Sally to give us a guide. We know we are starting in this direction, so we will first look for any addition or subtraction. We have addition right here, so to cancel that out, we will subtract 4. So that cancels, and we are left with 2x equals, we're going to subtract our 4 right here, and we are left with 24. Now we're going to keep moving left right here. Now we're looking for any multiplication or division. We have multiplication here, so we cancel that out with division. So we are left with x equals, do our division here, and we are left with 12. So we know that Alex's team had 12 wins. And that is how we solve one-step equation word problems.